Answer the brief questions. Asterisk. 1. Write the privileges of the governor. Asterisk. Governor of a state is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office. No criminal proceedings whatsoever shall be instituted or continued against the governor of a state in any court during his term of office. No process for the arrest or imprisonment of the governor of a state shall issue from any court during his term of office. No civil proceedings in which relief is claimed against the governor of a state. 2. Write a note on the Legislative Assembly. Asterisk. The Legislative Assembly is a popular house. It is the real center of power in the state. It consists of members directly elected by the people on the basis of adult franchise. The strength of the assembly varies from state to state depending on the population. The term of office of the Legislative Assembly is 5 years. It can be dissolved even before the expiry of its term. The governor appoints a member from the Anglo-Indian community. 3. What are the qualifications needed to become a member of Legislative Council? Asterisk. She must be citizens of India. Not under 30 years of age. Mentally sound and not bankrupt, and her name should be in the voters list of the state from which he or she is contesting the election. 4. Who elect the members of Legislative Council? Asterisk. 1/3 of the members are elected by local bodies. 1/3 of the members are elected by the members of the Legislative Assembly. 1/6 is nominated by the governor. 1/12 of the members are elected by graduates of the universities in the state. 1/12 of the members are elected by graduate teachers. We answer in detail. Asterisk. 1. Briefly discuss the functions of the state legislature. Asterisk. The powers and functions of the state legislature are almost the same as that of Parliament. The main functions are legislative powers. The state legislature can pass laws on all subjects mentioned in the state list as per the Constitution. It can also pass laws on concurrent subjects. The state-made law in a concurrent subject will become inoperative when the Centre 26/11/1854, Meta AI, hears the extracted text from the image without repeating any lines. The state-made law in a concurrent subject will become inoperative when the Centre also passes a law on the same subject. The passing of bill into law follows the same procedure as in the Union Parliament. Every bill passes through 3 readings. Then it becomes an act with the governor's assent. Financial powers. The legislature controls the finances of the state. The lower house enjoys greater power than the upper house in money matters. Money bills can be introduced only in the lower house or the assembly. No new tax can be levied without the sanction and permission of the assembly. Controls over the executive. The legislature controls the executive. The Council of Ministers is responsible to the assembly. The ministers have to answer questions asked by the members of the legislature. They can be removed from office if the assembly passes a vote of no confidence motion against the ministry. Wide powers. The Legislative Assembly enjoys more powers than the Legislative Council. The Assembly has complete control over the state finance. The Council cannot vote for grants. The Council of Ministers is responsible only to the Assembly. Asterisk 2. Describe the powers and functions of the High Court. Asterisk. Every High Court consists of a Chief Justice and such other judges is appointed by the President from time to time. At present, a High Court enjoys the following jurisdiction and powers. Original jurisdiction. The High Courts of the Presidency towns such as Bombay, Calcutta and Madras have both original and appellate jurisdictions. Only in matters of admiralty, probate, matrimonial and contempt of court, they have original jurisdiction. The Presidency High Courts have original jurisdiction in which the amount involved is more than backcourt 2000 and in criminal cases which are committed to them by the President Magistrates. Appellate jurisdiction. All High Courts entertain appeals in civil and criminal cases from their subordinate courts as well as on their own. This is known as the appellate jurisdiction of the High Court. They have, however, no jurisdiction over tribunals established under the laws relating to the armed forces of the country. Writ jurisdiction. The High Courts are given powers of issuing writs not only for the enforcement of 2611, 1855, Meta AI, here's the extracted text from the image. The fundamental rights but also for other purposes. The writs issued by the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights are I. Habeas corpus. E. Mandamus. E. Prohibition. IV. Certiorari in. V. Quo warranto. Supervisory jurisdiction. High Court has the power of superintendence over all courts and tribunals functioning in its territorial jurisdiction, except military courts or tribunals. Thus, it may call for returns from them, make and issue general rules and prescribe forms for regulating the practice and proceedings of them. Prescribe forms in which books, entries and accounts are to be kept by them, and settle the fees payable to the sheriff, clerks, officers and legal practitioners of them. Control over subordinate courts. It is consulted by the governor in the matters of appointment, posting and promotion of district judges. It deals with the matters of posting, promotion, grant of leave, transfers and discipline of the members of the judicial service of the state. It can withdraw a case pending in a subordinate court. Its law is binding on all subordinate courts functioning within its territorial jurisdiction. Court of Record. All the decisions and decrees issued by the High Court are printed and are kept as a record for future references by the court as well as by the lawyers, as such a need arises. Thus, it also acts as a court of record. 3. Describe the financial and judicial powers of the governor. The governor is the head of the state executive and he has enormous powers. As the executive head in the state level, the governor has following functions and powers. Financial powers. The Constitution confers on the governor that state legislature should get his approval to introduce budget and supplementary budgets. He causes the annual financial statement, budget, of the state to be presented in the Legislative Assembly. Money bills can be introduced in the state legislature only with his the prior recommendation. No demand for any grant can be made except on his recommendation. He can make advances out of the state contingency fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. 2611, 1857, Meta AI. Here is the extracted text from the image up to Mercy. He constitutes a finance commission after every 5 years to review the financial position of the panchayats and the municipalities. Judicial powers. He appoints the Attorney General of the state. He appoints judges to the subordinate courts in the state. He makes appointment, postings and promotions of the district judges with the state high court. The Chief Justice of the High Court is appointed by the President in consultation with him. He can pardon, commute or reprieve punishment on receipt of appeals for mercy.